The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
C.D. Lamb, touchdown.
End zone, Jake Ferguson. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
And now your hosts, Isaiah Stanback, Patrik Walker, Josh Rodriguez, and Kyle Youmans.
It's a terrific Thursday edition of Talkin Cowboys presented by Black Rifle Coffee Company, live from the Star in Frisco, Texas, in the SWBC studios. Welcome in, everybody. We've got the whole cast and crew ready for you to rock today, sporting his Dallas Stars best fan paraphernalia because it is Dallas Stars opening night. Mr. Patrik "No C" Walker.
I respect it.
Josh Rodriguez, Isaiah Stanback, Chris Beam in the back. I'm Kyle Youmans. So glad you're with us. Welcome in to Talking Cowboys.
Go Mariners.
Oh,
Game
yeah.
5's coming up, man. We got our butts kicked last night.
I was about to say, you got to hand
we
it
got
to you
destroyed.
last
It's
night.
okay, but they got to come back to our crib for Game 5.
That's true. Winner faces the Toronto Blue Jays.
Ooh, love it. They're going to have to fly 6 hours.
Yeah, that is true. Anybody's going to have to do that.
We are too, but
I was going to say that kind of works in the other direction as well.
Seattle for you.
okay, we have Boeing.
Yeah.
You have
Probably
Boeing.
not a good thing right now.
Yeah, let's not talk about that
I was
one.
about to say, is that a flex?
Yeah. Let's not talk about that one.
Oh,
No.
buddy. Oh,
Good.
no, Jim.
Baseball playoffs are fun. I was in the Mariners organization before I took the Cowboys job, so I know a lot of those guys, so I'm happy for them. Julio, Logan Gilbert,
Get ready to take
Cal
a picture with
Raleigh.
their ring.
Hey, I don't know if they would want to show me the ring because
That ring's gonna be
I was
nice.
very adamant when the Rangers won the World Series how much of a Rangers fan I was.
okay.
still
Do
you know any of
at
the,
that point in time?
Ties
Anybody
to
from the Stars organization?
As far as
A couple
internally?
people,
Yeah.
probably.
A couple, but
Couple. I know the Bang guy. You guys know who that guy is?
The guy that's up on the glass that
Yeah.
spent time in prison.
Yep.
Yeah, that
I
guy.
used to work with that guy.
No.
Yeah, he
Wow.
his dad owned the or what is it, marketing agency that I worked for.
Oh.
Yeah. So he was a bit of a what's it called, nepo baby in a way.
Prison, huh?
It's a small. Oh yeah.
Cohort, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see where this is going.
It's a small world. You never know how close you are between people to figure
it's-
out.
But literally one day he was walking around with a suit with no socks or shoes on, and I was like, "What are you doing, dude?" He's like, "Oh, we got a game." I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Why are your shoes off?
Yeah, why are you wearing sandals with a white suit, man? Strangest guy.
That's what Patrick was wearing yesterday
Hey, I was
after he
clean.
got off the show.
It's quite clean as well.
it was
yeah,
clean.
it's an aura.
You know what's not clean?
Aura farming.
You know what's not clean?
What's not clean?
The Cowboys injury report.
That is
Oh,
it's
man.
quite filthy.
It is. It looks like Bill Belichick's injury reports. That was my first thought. Was remember when Bill Belichick was coaching for the Patriots? That is not for North Carolina now, but for the Patriots, he would just litter his
coaches
injury
for how much
report.
longer?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he litters his injury report
TikTok.
with everything. If you have a stub
I know.
toe, you're on the
Sneeze.
injury
Did you just sneeze?
report. Oh,
Put him on the report.
No.
illness.
Nose.
Put him on the report.
Anyways, but that's what it looks
It's
like,
like a Costco receipt.
even though it's not that at all. It's actually
not. It's actually improved over last week's.
Oh.
Because last week's Wednesday injury report, you had 8, 9, 10 DNPs. So we'll do the quick rundown here.
Aren't there 14 names on this week's injury report?
Yeah, but most of these guys participated in some kind of shape or
So a
fashion.
lot of limited.
A ton of limited.
A limited.
A ton of limited. So you only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 DNPs, and you had far more than that. So Tyler Booker, CeeDee Lamb, as expected, did not participate in yesterday's practice. Good news, though, on both of those fronts. Tyler Booker was seen with the rehab group doing work on the sidelines with the bands with Britt Brown. So that's good news for him.
Who else was
I
over
like
there?
those words.
CeeDee Lamb, which isn't the first time he's been out there, but it is the first time I have not seen an excessive amount of tape on his ankle.
I like those words.
So yeah, he was all smiles bouncing around yesterday. So CeeDee Lamb is
Bouncing.
making some good progress. Yeah, he was.
Whoa.
Bippity boppity.
He was bippity bop.
Bippity bop.
Bippity boppity boopity. Yeah, he was. So CeeDee Lamb is making progress. I don't see him playing this week. I do see him returning against the Commanders. This is me speaking, not the team. We'll see how that goes. Tyler Booker is making strides as well. Kevontae Turpin gave us a really, really solid update yesterday after practice. He said that he's jogging, but he's not full speed just yet. That could come as early as today, but he lists himself as day-to-day. Asked directly if he sees himself taking the trip to Carolina to play against the Panthers, he said it's more likely that he'd return against the Commanders. He said that is where the team is leaning right now, which ties directly into what owner and general manager Jerry Jones told 105.3 The Fan earlier this week when he said fingers crossed on Kevontae Turpin. So doesn't look like Turpin will return this week, but we could see Turpin and CD back on the field for a very important NFC East matchup against the Washington Commanders.
You know who doesn't want to see Kevontae Turpin return?
Talk on it.
The Washington Commanders.
That is correct.
Fastest man in the NFL.
Madden, circle button. They remember. So now going from there, we have Jack Sanborn. You know, he suffered the concussion in the win over the Jets. Did not return to that game. Obviously, placed in the protocol. Was not seen on the field yesterday. But you know who was? Tyler Guyton. Tyler Guyton was on the field during the media portion with a helmet with pads on, going through some individual drills. And Tyler Guyton was listed as a limited participant. So first practice back since suffering that concussion a couple of weeks ago. So that's good news there. Donovan Wilson. Let's answer Kyle Youmans' question. Donovan Wilson is not doing well right now. Okay. Not one injury,
But two
injuries. Dos injuries for Donovan Wilson. He's dealing with both an elbow issue and a knee issue. He did not participate in Wednesday's practice. And based upon that, in addition to the signing of Julius Wood to the practice squad, I'm inclined to believe Donovan Wilson will likely miss this game against the Carolina Panthers. Now, we'll see. Like. Yeah, we will see what Thursday and Friday's practice reports look like. But I think you should go ahead and queue up Marquise Bell.
Ring the bell.
Carolina Panthers. And then you have a lot of limiteds. Deron Bland, shoulder. He's dealing with something, but he practiced. So did Jadeveon Clowney with a hip. Johnny Cornelius, knee. These are all limited guys, by the way. Trayvon Diggs, knee. James Houston, knee. Marshawn Nealon back at practice.
Yep.
Marshawn Nealon had the ankle injury that popped up last week that ultimately made him inactive against the Jets. He's back at practice. Good news for Marshawn Nealon. Miles Sanders, knee and ankle. He was limited. He returned to practice as well. Tyler Smith, kind of important guy.
Yeah.
Limited. He
was back out there.
He did some work yesterday at practice.
Okay.
So,
Liberty.
And Wanye Thomas, he's dealing with a minor ankle issue. He was limited. So for the most part, yes, this list sounds extremely long, but when you look at how many limiteds there were a lot of guys that either returned to practice or just kind of got scaled back a little bit to make sure that they're available going forward. But some real positives here, especially with CeeDee Lamb, Kevontae Turpin, as far as looking forward to the Commanders. That's a much more pivotal game. Every game matters, especially when you're 2-2-1. So by all means, I'm saying handle the Panthers.
Yeah.
But statistically speaking, as far as standings goes, objectively, the Commanders game is more important.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Every game's important, like you said.
Especially after you drop the one to the Eagles.
Yeah.
So now you're 1-1. You don't want to be 1-2 in the division.
Yeah.
And you want
2-1 would be great.
You also don't want to take what the depth did against the Jets for granted.
Yeah.
I know we talk about it's the Jets, but what they did last week, you can't just bet that will happen again. Granted, this is not as important as the Washington Commanders game. You still want, obviously, a good performance. It's still very important. You need to be in that win column more often than not, apparently, to get into the playoffs.
So just to rerun that down, because there was a lot on that list. Yeah. Out of the DNPs, it's Tyler Booker, CeeDee Lamb, Jack Sanborn, Kevontae Turpin, and Donovan Wilson. The limiteds were Deron Bland, Jadeveon Clowney, Johnny Cornelius, Trayvon Diggs, Tyler Guyton, James Houston, Marshawn Nealon, Miles Sanders, Tyler Smith, and Wanye Thomas. And then 3 full participants. That's Jonathan Mingo, Kalen Carson, Kenneth Murray. So
that seems like a lot.
And Mingo
there are
and
a
Carson
lot of names
are
on
still
there.
in their 21-day practice window.
Did you say seatbelt was full?
He was a full participant in practice.
We're supposed to buckle up this week, too.
Says Rico
See
Dowdle.
what you did there. George Pickens says the Cowboys are always buckled up.
Can we talk about that real quick?
Yes.
Kenny Smith response?
Kenny Clark.
Kenny Smith.
That was my favorite response of yesterday.
Go through it.
So I don't have the exact quote in front of me, but
You can find it on
it was basically like
DallasCowboys.com.
he hasn't gone against a defense like us, and he's going to see it on film. Like,
He said something before that.
we're buckled up. Go ahead.
He just pretty much told him, like chill out. And
Man,
so
he
Yeah.
he said, quote, man, he got to back it. He got to back it up.
Yeah.
I'm not much into talking. They ain't play nobody like us. We ain't play them. So he'll watch the film and he'll see what he's up against. End quote.
If he watches that Jets film in particular,
Yeah. He'll probably
Give it a
run for
shot.
150.
Can you
give it a gander, buddy.
Can you translate that first line for us, please?
Translate.
Let me bring it back up. Hold on.
bring it back
I clicked off of it. Hold on.
He said, man,
Man, he got to back it up.
please translate that in different cultures.
Can we say that on the air?
No, I'm not following.
Translate that.
How about you, Isaiah?
Huh?
Give it a shot.
All right, let's go. Some cultures, they say, you better chill out, bucko. And other
Cool your jets, buddy.
Settle down.
Simmer down.
Simmer down, if you will.
in other cultures,
Hold your horses,
Take a seat.
Chief.
in other cultures, it'd be like, oh, yeah? That's it. Oh, yeah? That's it. Simply put, just,
Whoa,
yeah.
Kimosabi.
Whoa, Kimosabe.
Koi Isaiah would go, okay.
With the same face.
In this new generation, that's bet.
Yeah.
Bet.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, say less.
Yeah, say less.
Stand on business.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I love the confidence from Kenny Clark. I really do. I love
It's
it.
quiet confidence. He's not out there.
It's a solid confidence. Two things here. One, whenever it comes to rush defense and stopping the run, up till this point, Dallas has been decent in that category. Up until their most recent matchup where they allowed Bryce Hall to do what Bryce Hall did, averaging 8 yards a carry. So I guess if Rico Dowdle does watch the film, he's going to see Bryce Hall running all over the Dallas defense. So there's one thing. The second thing is he's saying the Panthers have never faced a defense like the Cowboys. The Panthers have faced the Jaguars, the Cardinals, the Falcons, the Patriots, and the Dolphins. All 5 of those teams, because all 31 other teams in the NFL currently rank better than the Cowboys defense. So it's not like the statistics are backing it up. Why is that the confidence level from Kenny Clark going up
It's
against
funny
Rico
because
Dowdle?
I had this conversation with a couple followers yesterday on Twitter. Fun conversation. Sidebar, this is not Philly green.
No, it's Dallas Stars green.
Doing?
It's victory.
Come on, Josh, what are we
Literally
doing?
says Dallas.
Dallas on it.
But nonetheless, so there were a couple of fans.
People say the same thing when I wear North Texas
yeah,
gear,
they
by the
do.
way. Which, by the way, tomorrow I will be wearing North Texas gear.
You know what?
Because they have a big game this week.
It's also Collegiate Friday when we, boom.
Get our college football minute.
Valid point made by Kyle. Valid point that was shared by some fans who asked me. They said, "Hey, No-C, why is Kenny Clark acting as if the Cowboys defense is world beaters?" Right? I agree. They have not been, but I say shrink it to what Kenny Clark, his responsibilities, and those right next to him are.
They've been good.
Right. When you talk about Kenny Clark, Oso Digizua, Solomon Thomas, you can talk about the secondary struggling all the live long day. You could talk about the defensive ends struggling prior to the Jets game all the live long day, and you would be correct in doing so. But prior to the Jets game, there's no way in hell you were going to convince me that Kenny Clark was having a mid or bad season, that Oso or Solly were having a mid or bad season. So I feel like Kenny Clark, while his comment was expansive and he's saying this defense,
It was PC. He
right. He doesn't want to just say, well, you got to go against me. No, he's saying against the unit. But realistically speaking, Rico is going to have a challenge going up against Kenny, Osa, and Solly. My only question is, can the defensive ends contribute to stopping Rico?
So, I'm sorry, we've talked about it so many times, and that like Kyle feels like we're in the upside down when you refer to the Dallas Cowboys interior defensive line as the best unit on the team.
It's like, oh my gosh, the only part of the team that feels good right now is the defensive tackle.
Yeah, and compared to the last, 5 years, that has not been the case. Sorry to interrupt.
No interruption. Bulletin board material changes everything.
Yes.
I love it.
So that's essentially what Kenny Clark is saying. He said, you go watch the film. Cool. That's awesome. You're going to see our effort. But, like, you just put a target on your back. Mm-hmm. It probably just wasn't a good idea. Just Coach Belichick used to drive that into us. Like, say nothing. Which you understand why he's so mute now in interviews and why his players have always been relatively PC and mute, or always, oh, yeah, you guys are awesome.
Until he gets to the college level.
Yeah, well, he doesn't really talk for himself there. But always giving kudos to the opposition, kind of gassing them up, light the flame a little bit, just in a positive sense. Pat them on the back. Bulletin board material, it brings out that inner dog.
Yeah, it does.
It brings out that inner dog. And when you are in the backfield and you can't block for yourself, you might not want to say say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sergeant Sue says, you yeed your last haw.
That's a good one.
it's just not a good idea.
Look, and I'll put it this way, because the conversation that went on Twitter, it was a good, fruitful conversation. Spirited.
Sure.
Because I want everyone to understand, I still have a lot of love for Rico. And I quote tweeted the initial tweet after his 200-yard game, and I said I love Rico and I love that he's talking his stuff. I love it. But you've got to produce after you do that. Now here's September 7th against the Jaguars, 12 rushing yards, 9 rushing yards against the Cardinals, 30 rushing yards against the Falcons.
He's saying he's feeling himself.
32 rushing yards against the Patriots, and then the career best 206 yards against the Dolphins.
Boom.
One of those things is not like the other.
I still want to give him credit, though, because when you look at, and I have big facts out there.
We're not taking
online.
credit away. We're saying
The bulletin board material came out of nowhere.
Right.
He's emotional. Carl Thomas.
He's one of 5 running backs to have 200 rushing yards in a game over the last 5 seasons.
Deserves his
so he
raise.
deserves to have a little bit of confidence there. But to say what he said and to completely
That's what I'm saying.
turn it around, this is the direct quote for those that haven't heard it already. They've got to buckle up, stand on that. That was just meaning they've got a very physical game on my end. I take pride in that. Buckle the chin straps tight, and I will be coming, is what he said after the fact. But in the moment, he said, buckle up. They know what's coming. They didn't keep me out there for 5 years for no reason.
Yeah, the coaching
So
staff
the
got
first
with him
thing is
after
what he
the-
said. It's like, oh,
Yeah, no, the coaching staff got with him after that initial.
he tried to
and
backtrack
they were like,
a little
you
bit.
might want to walk that back a little bit. And true, and like you say, credit to him for getting the 200-plus yards. That's not an easy feat. He did it against other NFL players, 100% true. But again, one of these things is not like
He
the
wrote
others.
that statement in Sharpie. It's not in dry erase marker. It's in Sharpie. Once it's out there, it's out there, bro.
Can't take it back.
Your O-line's not world beaters, so it's
Do you like that he kind of backtracked it, though?
No,
I hate
that I
that.
don't like.
No, if you're
What'd
a
you say?
competitor, at least stand on business.
business.
Yeah, stand
Say
on
what
it.
you say. Say it with your chest.
Exactly.
Say it
Don't
with your chest.
backtrack it.
That makes it worse.
I
saying it in the first
absolutely
place.
because now then you've got Kenny Clark looking at it and saying, "Oh, we responded, and now you're backtracking it." And
Shooketh.
all of a sudden, you wanna you see the error of your ways.
Shooketh.
Oops, my
Even
bad.
Coach McCarthy too. He's like, "Oh, yeah, we're excited to see him, but we're buckled up." I was like, "All right, let's go."
That's it. Really is. It was a wild statement from Rico Dowdle. I want to break down the Carolina Panthers offense though when we come back because he's not the only weapon on that side of the football. Teteroa McMillan playing well. Got a couple other guys. Oh yeah,
that was
Miss
your-
McMillan.
that was your guy.
That was my pet cat. I mean, it was everybody's pet cat to be completely fair. When we come back with more Talking Cowboys, preview the Dallas defense versus that Carolina offense.
Every day begins with a promise to work hard and to build a future. That's why we're here, providing the tools, expertise, and John Deere equipment you have relied on for generations to help you get the job done right. We're with you. That's our promise to you, because no matter the project or the challenge you're facing,
we're with you. We're united.
If you're looking for fresh American roasted coffee that gives back, you need to head to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of Black Rifle coffee. That's right, America's coffee is now available in the coffee aisle of a grocery store near you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is veteran-founded with a mission to give back to those brave men and women who have served our nation. Every bag, box, or can you purchase helps support that mission. Head to your local grocery store and roast yourself some Black Rifle coffee today.
How's it going? You see that Cowboys game?
Oh, I watched. Been seeing some good things.
Totally. They have some talent.
Yup, some great talent.
And they got some fight.
Hoping this is the year.
Me too. Oh, I'm Cody, by the way.
I'm Travis.
Nice to meet you, Travis. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys!
Make a new friend based solely on their shirt choice. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation.
I'm home. Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you... Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow. Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
to Talkin Cowboys.
Back here on Talking Cowboys, this segment is brought to you by Invisalign, the official smile of the Dallas Cowboys. So glad you're with us here on this Thursday. Remember, we did flip this week, and we will continue this the schedule for the rest of the season on Talking Cowboys. Wednesday will be our opponent defensive preview, Dallas offense versus opponent defense. Then Thursday will be our opponent offense versus the Dallas defense, flipping from what the schedule has been in the past. We still have Talking Tuesdays, we still have Reaction Mondays, and we still have Say It With the Chest Fridays. So nothing changes on the other side. And, of course, we've got Get Your Popcorn Ready, the newest segment here on DallasCowboys.com.
Most importantly, KY Stat of the Week.
That's coming up today, actually.
Yeah.
I can sprinkle that whenever I want. It's kind of like a
Just
floater.
slide it in.
I'm going to slide it in wherever I want.
Sprinkling KY.
Wherever it just fits in the best throughout the season.
That's what I respect about KY. Find the hole, hit the hole.
That's exactly right. You got to wait for your blocks to develop, and you got to pound it. All right, just like the drum against Carolina.
Pound it. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding, see? All right, when we were talking about Rico Dowdle, his confidence level was certainly very high after 206 yards of rushing last week, and for good reason, against probably the worst run defense in the National Football League. But there are other weapons on that offense, Isaiah.
There are?
Outside of Rico Dowdle, how would you rank their next three weapons? 1, 2, and 3.
That's new. That's new.
You've made a hog noise today, and then
I watched a lot of Police Academy. Okay,
That's
That was a Tim Allen home improvement.
Let's talk about the receivers, man.
Do it.
You got Ted McMillan, you got Xavier Legette. I like both of those guys. Hunter Renfrow, I respect him. He hasn't necessarily done much this year, but I respect his game. So they have a nice little trifecta over at receiver. Tommy Tremble, to me, is one of the most undervalued and underrated tight ends in the game.
I liked him out of college.
I like him
He
a
was
lot.
fun.
I would
Notre Dame.
love to see him here. If he was ever opposite.
We've got a pretty good tight end.
No, we do, but I like Tommy Tremble. I like what he's very.
I like Brevin Spanford. Go ahead.
I love Spanford. He's underutilized as well. But yeah, so Tremble is a weapon that's underutilized, so they might not use him. But right now, they got the guys on the outside. They got the young receiving core. They've invested a lot at that receiver position. First round picks for two of their guys. They're big. They're big fellas. They have long arms. They're both physical. They both can run. I mean, you got to pick your poison whenever you want to decide to go up there and press them. I think we've learned our lesson in terms of pressing first-round receivers that are 6'3" and above.
It doesn't end well.
Did not end well. Not in 2025. So I think that strategy in terms of playing more zone is going to be beneficial with a pass rush this week because their quarterback is not the greatest.
Pass rush.
Interesting.
Yeah, because their quarterback is not it, man. I know they have invested a lot into him. No bueno, my friend.
Yeah, it's been bad.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
What's bad?
Decision making's bad.
Mike Jackson.
Confidence is bad.
Arm talent? I felt like he's digressed.
I don't see it.
Really?
Since he came into the league. I mean, even Next Gen Stats had a mark on it. Bryce Young is 8-25 that's a record. 8 wins, 25 losses in his career. That's the 5th lowest quarterback win percentage since 1950 with a minimum of 30 starts.
That sounds gross.
It is bad. It's not good. Now, the talent around him hasn't been there as well, but when you look at his...
They've put some talent around him.
I mean, you're right.
No doubt.
They've drafted some guys. But Young has a 60% completion percentage, 5.7 passing yards per attempt, which is the lowest in the league, and a 77.6 passer rating.
Is it just confidence? Is it he's just scared to throw it deep, or you're saying that the zip is not there?
It's just not there.
You want to talk about?
I don't think it's there.
Rico having a 200-yard game. Do you know why Rico had a 200-yard game?
Why is that, Isaiah?
Because Bryce Young had 2 turnovers in the first quarter. He had a fumble that he literally came out off of play action, saw a defensive end in front of him, and just the ball just fell out like it was doggone glitter sparkles out of a troll.
All right, DreamWorks.
I know you didn't know where you were going there, but when you said it,
what was that?
Yeah, that landed.
I love it.
It literally just put
That landed.
I saw the emptiness in his eyes as he was saying it,
Oh my!
and then he just said it, and I was like, "Yeah, that's
I
awesome."
decided if I wanted to go there or not.
That
Yeah, I love it.
That's literally what it looked like. It looked like, you ever seen a troll get scared? Like, bloop, bloop, bloop.
That happened.
So that's exactly.
Ooh, buddy.
That's exactly what he did.
I love that.
And then like the next series, he comes back and Xavier Legette on a deep in route, he just overthrows him for an interception.
right
So they
into a
said,
pick.
"All right, bro, let's just take the ball out your hands and give it to Rico." That's how that happened. Legit.
It's really the curious case of Bryce Young. He just never has had the confidence. He's never had the and like you said, they're starting to put talent around him. But he cannot figure it out and find that same level of oomph that he had at the collegiate level.
They have a solid receiver core.
Yeah.
Like with depth.
He's so
Not just
easily-
starters. Like their
he's-
depth pieces are nice
Are decent.
too.
Yeah.
He's easily panicked.
Yeah.
He is easily
His pocket presence is
it's just
Pepe Le
not
Pew.
great. And then I mean, like you said, his offensive line, same guys who have to block for Rico, by the way. They're not really protecting him. I mean, he's been sacked 9 times. And this is just with teams playing straight up, but then, every once in a while they'll send an extra guy. They only blitz him like 25% of the time. Right. So the other 3 times you can get pressure on him with just your front 4. Yeah. And then once you get that pressure on him, oh man, he's coming off that first read and he's panicking quickly.
The Carolina Panthers are really a quarterback away from being a competitive team. Like they really are. Like they have a lot of talent in terms of the skill positions.
They should have invested there. Taking a first overall.
They tried, and I think this is the last year for Bryce. They will be. They'll definitely move on, and they will make a huge investment into a quarterback of the future because there's no way that you have this much talent at receiver. They got 4 receivers that can all contribute.
McMillan, we talked about him several times.
McMillan, Xavier Legette, Hunter Renfrow. They got Jimmy Horn Jr. Like they got some dudes, man. You know what I mean? They have some dudes. Add in the tight ends, you add in the running backs. Like they're solid. It's a quarterback. Yeah. So get after him, fluster him, troll him.
Well, if you're looking at the success that they had last week, obviously it wasn't due to Bryce Young; it was the running game, and zone run game is their bread and butter. But they found their success last week with the I'm going to use this term correctly: GAT scheme concepts. Now, and I'm using layman's terms to sort of explain this, but it's blocking either at the A or B gaps, combo blocking at the A or B gaps, and having a lot of faith in your wide receivers to run block for you as well. You saw that a lot, and I really like Brady Christensen in that sense because they were running a lot to his side. The number 2 overall ranked guard in the NFL, according to PFF, and Rico was eating up last week.
They're wide bodies up front.
Yeah,
they're slower. They don't have great feet, but they're wide bodies, and their combo blocks are tight. Like when they decide to take their center, they're centering their guard or they're tackling their guard. Whenever they decide to go shoulder to shoulder, there's no room. You can't even get a piece of paper between those shoulder pads. So those guys, if they get on one person, whether that's Osa, or whether that's why am I blanking out on everybody?
Solomon
Thomas,
Kenny Clark,
like
Mozzie Smith.
Those guys are going to move. Most likely, they're going to do a good job of moving that individual out the way. What you can't allow is for them to move that individual and come off of that combo and get up to your second level. So that's what you have to deal with up front. They do a good job of those combo blocks, but outside of that, there's not a lot. I respect the heck out the head coach. I had time with him in Seattle. I know he's a brilliant offensive mind.
And you like his concepts whenever it comes to passing,
Very much
layered concepts that you see them continuing to employ. They do it all the time.
We saw it last year.
Those layered concepts are something that I know you've harped on before.
Now, to kind of get back to the Bryce Young conversation really quick, why are they not at this point starting their backups? I don't even know who their backups are.
Andy Dalton's their backup.
Andy.
You wouldn't trust him over Bryce Young right now?
I think it's you give him a shot. You give him the. I mean,
so you're saying they should give him a shot?
No. I'm saying Bryce Young.
Okay.
You're trying to get him to click. You're trying to get him to figure it out.
Right.
And throwing Andy Dalton in there would ultimately just
totally
negate that all. That's waving the white flag. That's conceding defeat whenever it comes to Bryce.
You're trying to get him to click or
to not
put out enough film to justify moving on.
Yeah, to show that it's the end of the era.
Exactly.
I think if they were competitive, like let's say the Panthers, instead of being 2-3, or 2-4 after this week. Let's say they're 4-2 or 5-1, something like that. Then I think, well, one, Bryce Young would probably be playing better. Two, you would probably think about it if he's not playing better, then you would get a guy like Andy Dalton to fill the void and kind of be there for Bryce Young. But no, he's their guy. They're going to stick with it through thick or thin and see what happens.
I think they get halfway through the season.
And then they flip it?
And they make the decision.
What would the record have to look?
They did it last year.
Well, the thing is,
last year
they banged up last year.
They pulled him last year for Andy Dalton. They sat him down.
Did they?
They sat him down, let Andy Dalton come in, and then they brought him back in.
That's a mess.
Well, see, the thing is, to your point, though, they're approaching the halfway point of the season effective after this game. So after this game, you have 2 more weeks before the trade deadline, and then the trade deadline is basically mid-season. So that's what I mean. Like, so if the Cowboys
close there.
If the Cowboys can to go off on him like they did Justin Fields, then if you're the Panthers, you're really starting to have that conversation. But it all goes back to what everybody is saying on this panel, which is Bryce Young, he panics easily. He doesn't have the offensive line protection. Yeah, we love to give Rico rightfully his roses for the 200-yard game, but the Dolphins have one of the worst run defenses in the league. Also, keep in mind, it took that game from Rico Dowdle for his numbers to look respectable, because even after that game, per Next Gen Stats, his first downs over expectation, even after that game, is 0. Is 0.
Yeah.
His yards after contact, even after a 206-yard game, is 1.3.
Dun, dun, dun.
So this is telling me a couple things. Number one, that game being a massive, massive outlier in and of itself. If you take that game and you roll it into every other game,
put it in a pot,
he's not able to get going. And then when you get hands on him this season, he's probably going down easier than he did in a Cowboys uniform.
And
right? So we love you, Rico, but again, one of those things is still not Rico? Like the
other. Is it still Rico? Or is it?
I don't know,
not
because
this week.
A lot of this was in large part due to the fact that they were playing the Dolphins. And if we're using the Jets as an excuse to how well we played last week, they played the Dolphins, a broken team whose confidence level is, I've got your picture, I'm coming with you. It's an all-time low, all right? It's not good. They're a broken team. There you go.
All right.
I did that one for you, buddy.
Thank you.
Dallas is right there with them, though, statistically.
All right, when we come back, it is time for a little bit of lab coat with Patrik Walker. Patrick, what we got today?
We are going to talk about this defense. We're sitting here talking about the defense. Let's talk more about this defense. Let's talk about some advanced metrics from what they did against the Jets, and let's see if they can replicate that against Rico.
When we come back with more Talkin Cowboys.
I'm home. Hey, Mom. Before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you... Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow. Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
If you're looking for fresh American roasted coffee that gives back, you need to head to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of Black Rifle coffee. That's right, America's coffee is now available in the coffee aisle of a grocery store near you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is veteran-founded with a mission to give back to those brave men and women who have served our nation. Every bag, box, or can you purchase helps support that mission. Head to your local grocery store and roast yourself some Black Rifle coffee today.
Welcome back into Dear Doctor, the show where I answer life's questions with an ice-cold can of Dr. Pepper. Sheila, let's hear from our next caller, would you?
Dear Doctor, my friend supported me during a tough time, but what's the right gift that says, thanks for being a shoulder to cry on?
Okay, this one's easy. I say give her a delicious Dr. Pepper. Nothing says, thanks, girl, better than a one-of-a-kind soda. Yes, any Dr. Pepper flavor will do. Now, just a reminder that I don't need to be a real doctor to know that Dr. Pepper is the one you deserve.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
Back here on Talking Cowboys alongside Patrik Walker, Josh Rodriguez, Isaiah Stanback, Chris Beam in the back. We are brought to you by Black Rifle Coffee Company, the official coffee of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Kyle Youmans. It is time for some...
Yes, science. Time for lab coat. So this morning, after we wrap this, the best Cowboys podcast on the planet, on the .com, you will see this week's edition of Science Lab, posted by my guy,
DallasCowboys.com.
So I'm going to give you guys some key stats, some key science from the upcoming Science Lab that'll drop in a couple hours, but you have to promise me that you're still going to read it, but you're going to read it. I know you are, because I flesh everything out there. So let's talk about it. We talked about Rico, obviously, Cowboys, interior defensive line versus Rico. Let's go back to this Bryce Young conversation, though, okay? So we talked about Bryce Young being easily panicked. Let's talk about what the Cowboys were able to do against Justin Fields. And these are per next-gen stats. The Cowboys defense recorded a pressure rate of 51%, give or take, against the Jets, the highest this season. That is sensational. Dallas averaged only 2.32 seconds to generate that pressure.
How long?
2.32 seconds.
That's not very long.
It's crazy.
Whoa.
It's over. Yeah, 1, 2, you tackled. That was the fastest this season for the Cowboys defense. Cowboys had 12.
How many?
12 separate defenders who recorded at least one pressure in that game against the Jets. 12!
Out of how many total?
Out of 14.
Whoa!
How many wives do you have, buddy? 12.
Yeah, 12. All of that to say,
holy moly.
And I'll add this little tidbit, especially for those that are wondering, is 2.32 seconds really fast? Yes, it's fast. And also the average time to throw to this point for Bryce Young has been 2.75 seconds. Okay, so if the Cowboys can replicate and get to Bryce Young with nearly half a second faster than he's already used to seeing, and he's panicking at 2.25 seconds, you see where this is going?
I see what you're doing there.
Yeah. So if the Cowboys defense can show up against Bryce the way they showed up against Justin Fields, then this game will be well out of hand at halftime. We have Kyle Youmans with a question.
I have a question.
Yes, Kyle.
What's the confidence level that they can do that a second week in a row after they did not do that through the first 4 games?
I feel confident because I feel like all it took was for it to happen so that they could have the confidence that they could do it. And now it's just about doing it again, because through the first 4 weeks, it was constantly, and I mean, analysts were on them as well. We were, and I'm sure they were hard on themselves also, where it's like, okay, we're trying to get this. But it's not until you have that breakthrough, and then you have that breakthrough, and you're like, oh, I can do this.
You think it was the first domino to fall?
Exactly. I think I can do it.
It's kind of like trying to run a 4-minute mile.
Just like sacks come in bunches.
Wait, hold on.
For the longest, nobody could break the 4-minute mile.
Oh, and everybody
once
could?
It happens, then it happens, right. So it's that ceiling.
Reference?
Once you break through that ceiling, like sacks come in bunches. They couldn't get, bunches of sacks. What did they get last week? 5?
5.
Right? So once you have the breakthrough moment, you tend to be able to replicate it more easily.
To play devil's advocate,
come on.
We're talking about Rico Dowdle having a 200-yard game.
Do it.
An outlier, if you will, was the pass rush last week. An outlier for the Dallas Cowboys.
That is fair. Was it?
I'm just being devil's advocate.
No, I like that.
And I disagree with myself.
I like that.
But
here's the segue. Here's the rebuttal for that. The pass rush in and of itself hasn't necessarily been the issue for the Cowboys through the first 4 weeks. It's been the inability to get home. The pressures have been there. But James Houston notwithstanding, they've not been able to get home. They didn't get home until week 5. Rico Dowdle didn't produce at all until week 5. That's the difference.
Dante Fowler got a lot of pressures, but wasn't getting home.
So that's the difference. When you talk about true outliers, the outlier for the Cowboys defense wasn't the pressure itself. They've been getting pressure for 5 weeks. The outlier was they finally got home. They finally kept contained on a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
The outlier for Rico Dowdle was doing anything this season. And I respectfully, because I love Rico, but we're talking science here. Scientifically speaking, he did squat week 1 through 4. And then week 5, he had a career best game, which he deserves roses for. So the bigger question is, can Rico replicate?
Science and seatbelts. Got a crash test.
All I'm saying, check out Science Lab. This week's drops no later than 11 a.m. Central Time. Check that out.
Bunches of sacks.
Hold on. What is it? Beaver, do that again.
What was that? I don't know what it is.
I can't hear it.
It's a troll with glitter.
It's a troll with glitter?
Yeah, a troll bouncing out with glitter. You're welcome.
That's unbelievable, Beamer. You are so good at your job. That's incredible.
We love Beamer.
A troll with a troll with glitter.
That's Isaiah.
You're welcome, Isaiah. You're welcome.
Isaiah, I can't wait for somebody to like edit a video of that where it's like superimpose the face on a troll and then it bounces off. Of the
somebody needs to go listen. All these creative listeners, our fam out there, if you guys can go find a video in the first quarter of the Carolina game versus the Miami Dolphins, where Bryce Young fakes the handoff, comes out and sees the defensive end and goes bloop, bloop, bloop. Somebody please make that edit. Man. I would love to see. I can't hilarious. I can't do it, but you can.
Speaking of mobile quarterbacks and Bryce Young and the fact that Dallas was able to get home against Justin Fields, part of why they were able to have the 5 sacks was because the bunches of sacks is because Justin Fields stayed in the pocket. He did not use his legs the way that he probably should have. He tried a couple times. But for the most part, he was pretty stagnant in the pocket.
Yes.
What do you expect out of Bryce Young in that case this week? Do you expect him to use his legs or to get hit by like a troll?
I expect him to
glitter and
have
whatever.
Quick passing game.
Okay.
I expect the ball to come out. Yeah, I expect the ball to get out of his hands within that 2 seconds. I expect them especially versus the zone defense that we typically run, too high shell where we've been playing 5, 6, 7 yards off for whatever reason. I expect them to use that to their advantage. They run a lot of mirrored route concepts that we should be very familiar with.
What is a mirrored route concept?
So if I have double slants on one side, if I have double slants on the other side, if I have quick outs, there's a lot of times when you watch the film where you'll see outside receiver has a 5-yard out, inside receiver has a 5-yard out. So if you're playing a too high shell, that corner's rolled up. Okay, so that outside out, you might convert to a go route, and the inside receiver will just hitch up and take the quick 4 or 5 yard high precision pass. They'll use that as their running game. They'll use that as high precision passes to build up the confidence and to keep the chains moving. I don't foresee them doing a bunch of deep shots, even though they're going to, because that's what their receivers thrive at. But versus the type of coverage that Dallas typically has, I think that's going to be more difficult for them, especially with the offensive line that they have, and if we're able to build upon the pass rush that we had last week.
And as you alluded to in the first segment, you're talking about how the Dallas defense would rely and they would benefit from using their zone concepts, which they've done. The reason they wouldn't have success is if the pass rush doesn't get there, if they're not getting home.
Correct. If our defense does
double-edged sword,
instant grits.
Yeah. If you don't get home and you allow, obviously you allow him to have time. These big receivers, he's going to give them opportunity, right? 18 yards, 18, 20-yard range. Those guys are going to be across the middle of the field. Those guys are going to be, they do a really good job of running corner routes versus too high shells. And he understands conceptually, he understands it. Bryce Young does. I think he's a smart quarterback. He just hasn't been a productive quarterback.
I think you also need to add into the fact of the equation, I should say, personnel. Because Wanye Thomas was one of the key reasons that Justin Fields, when he was able to try to break contain, for example, there was that instance where, like I said yesterday, Wanye played just deep enough to delete the middle crosser, but just shallow enough to keep Justin Fields from racing to the pylon. Wanye Thomas's speed is on the field, and then Donovan Wilson, if he misses, you're going to have Marquise Bell on the field as well. So factor personnel into this equation as well.
And Maris does a really good job of being underneath coverage as well.
Hawaiian punch.
Yeah, he does.
We convinced Maris Leofau, Nicole and I convinced Maris Leofau to rubber stamp the Hawaiian Punch nickname yesterday.
Did you give credit?
Oh, I didn't. I couldn't remember who it came from. But I will say, social. Hold on. Credit to Kyle Youmans. Social came to me yesterday after they saw my tweet about us getting him to rubber stamp it, and they were like, "Oh, that was so great! Like, where'd you get that from?" I was like, "I don't remember, but I'm not taking credit for it." Like, you can ask Social. I was like, "I can't take credit for it, but I can't remember."
Somebody go.
Hey, officially, Kyle Youmans.
All of our fam.
I will make sure.
This is a
to
request.
apply credit on Twitter.
Yeah,
so that they
It'd be your own people sometimes.
No,
it'd be your own people.
See how he does me? I literally told Social.
I heard him trying to accept Turpy Speed is his thing. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's just.
Where's my
hey,
I got
all of our fans.
He's a Liam Combs sign stealer.
Don't
go
make
out
Jerry
there
Jones you
and tweets right now, please. Our tweet X. I don't know what you call it now.
X.
Anyways, go out there and on X and post it. Please say KY.
I got you.
No jelly.
I got you.
Is responsible.
Y'all are gonna make
for the Hawaiian punch.
Y'all gonna make me pull a Jerry and mistake my thumb for a different finger.
No. Oh no! Wow.
I literally told them I can't accept credit, but I couldn't remember where it came from.
Nah,
So,
hey, at least you didn't accept credit.
and I never accept credit for something that I didn't come up with. Not ever, 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 ever. So credit to Kyle Youmans for the fantastic nickname. The follow through was we were able to get him to agree to it. So officially, he is Hawaiian Punch. So when you see that nickname start popping up on Cowboys social media, started with Kyle Youmans
on the first word,
negotiated
first
by
word.
Kyle Youmans.
Yeah. On the first word, it's timestamped.
It was either first word or OT. It was one of.
It was minutes after.
One of our 5 post game shows.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys.
Legit.
So Kyle Youmans put the offer on the table. Nicole Hutchinson and I negotiated the deal, and there we
I'm
go.
glad you negotiated. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Now, it's funny. You're going to go upstairs. You're going to be like, "Oh, Kyle came up with it," and everybody's going to be like, "What a stupid nickname."
Man, look at this.
Like Kyle
Gregory
came up with it. That's
Hutchinson, you're
dumb.
not paying attention, Greg. I just told you I refused credit. I just told you that.
Are they
He's
accusing
like,
you?
he's wild for trying to take credit. All I'm taking credit for is getting him to agree to it.
Hey, they hear you, but they're not listening.
They're not
listening.
You know, they can hear you, but they're not listening. They're not.
Oh man! Tomorrow we will have our Say It With Your Chest.
You doggone right.
Friday. I'm going to save my stat of the week to tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about it a little bit.
The next
loaded Friday episode.
It's going to be a Friday episode. The first segment will be news and notes, followed by KY's stat of the week, and then we'll have.
Here we go.
Get your popcorn ready. I didn't hear you. I don't
The
wanna hear
next
you.
only on
I don't want to
Fridays.
hear you. I don't want to hear that.
The next only. We gotta say it with our chest.
Yeah.
That's right. You let that taco meat out.
Oh, man.
Dear Maria.
I'm coming with you.
All right. We'll be back tomorrow for Patrik No C. Walker, Josh
45,
Rodriguez,
47.
Isaiah Stanback, Chris Beam in the back. Thanks for joining us here on this Thursday edition of Talkin Cowboys. Button up your shirt. I'll see you tomorrow with more.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!